Hey you, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Jenny Prochko from Al's Indigo, and I make videos about goal setting, journaling, spirituality, mental health and awareness, and my story. Today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite goal setting tools, a lunar month moon wheel calendar for your journal. I want to show you how I set up my lunar moon wheel so I can track my goals in alignment with the moon phases, and how you can too. So let's go ahead and get into this lunar month's theme, which is an ocean under the water theme, which is quite fitting because today was just a complete downpour, but we needed it. We had a lot of plants that were needing some water and it was perfect. Unfortunately, I didn't get the rest of my garden in before this rain, but that's okay. I thought it was perfect today that it's raining and I'm sharing with you an underwater ocean theme for your bullet journal. So let's go ahead and hop into my journal and see how I set up this month's moon wheel calendar for my bullet journal. I like to use tarot cards as a way to view my situation through a different lens. Kind of like a friend saying, hey, you might want to think about this, or have you looked at it this way? And that's how I use the tarot cards. I use them to get out of my head and to look at situations or things that have come up in a different perspective. Before I started this video, I prepped my journal a little bit. I made these really cool watercolor pages that I did ahead of time to make the journaling process go faster. I talk about this in my May plan with me, so if you're curious, I'll go ahead and leave that linked up above and down below. Every month, I like to set goals, and I set goals via the lunar calendar instead of the calendar month. This is my new moon beginnings. I draw 2 tarot cards. The first one is to have. The second one is to be. So when I draw these cards, I think about what I want to have when it comes to my goal, or what I want to be or be like after I've accomplished my goal. So while I'm writing down what these tarot cards mean, I keep in mind my goal and what it means to me and what I want to have in the end and what I want to be like after I've accomplished my goal. And you'll see at the end my recreation of these tarot cards. Now moving on to the other side of the page, I create mantras that help carry me throughout the month. My mantra maker prompts are I am, I will, and I've set these goals to. This moon's theme is spring rebirth. Observe and align your intentions with your lifestyle. Now I'm moving on to the inside of this goal setting spread, and I'm setting up my moon wheel calendar. I'm using these DIY stamps that I made myself. I'll leave a video linked up above and down below so you can see how I made them and how you can make them yourself. If you do make them, make sure you tag me. I would love to see them over on Instagram. I'm at Al's Indigo over on Instagram, so tag me there. As you can see, I made a mistake. I used the wrong stamp. So now I'm just filling it in with a little gold gel pen, so you can't even tell that I made a mistake. That's one of the ways I like to fix little mishaps in my journal, is to just cover them over in creative ways. And now I'm writing a section for my intentions, dreams, and goals, action steps 1, 2, 3, and how I'm going to accomplish my goal. And I have another section for my mission statement for the month. Now I'm creating my full moon mid-month check-in and my balsamic end of the month review. Halfway through the lunar month, I check in on the full moon and see what I've succeeded in and ask myself what I'll improve. And then at the end of the month on the balsamic moon, which is the last crescent moon of the month, I check in again and review my progress. What worked, what didn't, and what can I improve next time? Now I'm pulling out my main journal that has all of the lunar dates and the month dates, and I'm just writing down the date for each moon phase on this moon wheel. This month I wanted to keep it simple with my decorations, so I'm using a stencil and creating some glyphs. These remind me a lot of sigils as well. For the tracker for this month's goals, I'm using a monthly stamp. I've highlighted the weeks of the months that the lunar month goes through, and then I'll just be filling in a circle or a box over the date once I work on my goal that day. And now I'm creating these spokes of the lunar wheel. This is just to keep things separate. That way I have room to write my intentions on each of the moon phases, write anything that I want to remember or anything that is bothering me or keeping me from accomplishing my goal, or just record how it's going, whether it's going well or not. Does this happen to you? Because this always happens to me. I always smudge my page and it drives me crazy. So you can see here I'm using a sticky note. I have it stuck to my hand. That way I can attempt to not smudge the page. I already did anyway. It definitely kept me from smudging it even more. Do you guys have any tips on how you prevent ink smudges on your pages when you're journaling? Let me know in the comments down below. And now I'm using a scrap of that watercolor page that I prepared before this video, and I'm creating a circle around this lunar month. And then I'm just gluing down the pieces with my glue stick. And I felt like this spread needed a little more oomph, so I went ahead and colored the border gold. Before we get into the final flip through, I just want to say that I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today. I love sharing these videos with you and showing you how I set my goals in alignment with the moon instead of the calendar month that we're all used to. Make sure that you follow me over on Instagram at alzindigo, that's where I am most, or over on my website alzindigo.com. That's where I share tips about goal setting, spirituality, mental health and awareness, journaling, and my story. And speaking of journaling, make sure you head over to my website and get my private monthly spirituality journaling prompt that comes out on the 1st of every month. This is the only place that you can get it, and I'd love to hear from you. Just reply to the email on the 1st when you get it. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you're struggling with anything and what you think about this month's spirituality journaling prompt. So before this next month starts, make sure you sign up for that private monthly spirituality journaling prompt. That way it's waiting for you in your email, and you can start your month off with journaling and all sorts of goodness. I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.